Right, I'm your official guide. Now, before we start, I'll just fill you in on a few of the details, as we call them. Now, as you can see, we are standing in the hall of Haworth Parsonage, where Haworth's parson, the Reverend Bronte, lived here with his daughters, the famous Bronte sisters. Now, alas, no longer with us, but they have left us their novels, which I've not read, being more of a 50 Shades of Grey girl myself. Now, if you'd like to pass by me into the parlour, this is what was known in those days as the parlour. Somewhat similar to our living type sitting room affair of modern technology. I'm afraid the wallpaper is not of original period to which we are referring to. It's actually Laura Ashley, but I do think it does give some idea of what life must have been like living in a blustery old Yorkshire community from long ago. Now, if you'd like to hutch through to the Reverend's study. This is a typical study in which to do studying. As you can see, there is a table and a chair, and and my poncho, I've been looking for that. I like to imagine an elderly old gentleman just hunched over a sermon, probably thinking, where's my cocoa? I bet those darn girls are in the middle of another chapter, or something like that. We just can't be sure. Of course, he died eventually, unfortunately. But you must remember, this is an extremely exposed part of the United Kingdom. I mean, it's May now, and I'm still having to put this polo neck under my bolero. For Christ's sake, who the hell do you think you are? You want a post, you want unlimited power to do and say what you want as it pleases you. Questioning, testing, flirting. Excuse me one moment, would you? The 12th. Have a good day, dear. The 15th. Now, don't you look fetching. April 17th. If you girls would come over here. I saw you, Professor. For 2 semesters, sit there, stand there and exploit our, what you thought, paternal prerogative. And what is that but rape? I swear to God. You asked me in here to explain something to me as a child that I did not understand. But I came to explain something to you. You are not God. You asked me why I came here. I came here to instruct you. And your book, you think that you can show me some light, you maverick, outside of tradition. No, of that fine tradition of inquiry, of polite scepticism. You say you believe in the free intellectual discourse, but you believe in nothing. You believe in nothing at all. Why do you question, for one moment, the committee's decision refusing you tenure? Why do you question your suspension? You say you believe in freedom of thought, then fine, you believe in freedom of thought. And a house, and prerogative for your kid, and tenure. And I'm going to tell you, you believe not in freedom of thought, but in an elitist, protected hierarchy that rewards you. And you play the clown. You mock and exploit this system that pays your rent. You're wrong. I'm not wrong. You're wrong. You think that I'm so full of hatred. I know what you think I am. You think that I'm some frightened, repressed, confused, I don't know, abandoned young thing of some confused sexuality who wants revenge and power. Don't you? That's better, isn't it? You see, that's the first time I feel that you've shown me respect, because you told me the truth. I didn't come here, as you assured, to gloat. Why would I gloat? I've profited nothing from your, as you say, your misfortune. I came here to tell you something. That I think you've been wrong. I think you've been terribly wrong. Do you hate me now? When I was 16, I remember slipping out one Sunday night. It was about this time of year, the beginning of August, and Bernie and I met at the gates of the workhouse, the pair of us off to a dance in Oddstraw. I was being pestered by a young fellow named Tim Carlin at the time. It was really Brian McGuinness that I was keen on. But of course, he was crazy about Bernie. Anyhow, the boys took us on the bar of their bikes and off the four of us headed to Oddstraw. 15 miles each way. If Daddy had known. At the end of the night, they had a competition for the best military two-step. They were down to the last 3 couples. There was a local couple from Oddstraw, wee Timmy and myself. He was only up to there on me, and Brian and Bernie. They were just so beautiful together. Just couldn't take your eyes off them. People just stopped dancing and gazed at them. And when the judges announced the winners, they were probably blind drunk. Naturally, the local couple came first, then Timmy and myself second, and Brian and Bernie third. Poor Bernie, she was stunned. She couldn't believe it, couldn't talk. She wouldn't speak to any of us for the rest of the night. She wouldn't even cycle home with us. She was right too. They should have won. They were just so beautiful together. That was the last time I saw Brian McGuinness. Remember Brian with the... Next I heard, he'd headed for Australia. She was right to be angry, Bernie. It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair at all. They were probably blind drunk, those judges, whoever they were.